Okay, Sophia, you said you'd like to talk about your sleeping. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, I've noticed lately that I tend to sleep very late. When I used to work, I would sleep at 10 o'clock, 11:30. But now I fall asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I've seen that it has effects on my daily routines, such as pushing other things that I have to do during the day because of that, because I wake up in the morning very late.
So you're actually putting things off, and that's
yes,
worrying you that you're doing that.
true. Yes.
Okay, so if you think about, if you could magically get back into the sleep routine that you'd like to be in, what would that be like?
Falling asleep at 10 o'clock, waking up in the morning early, and doing whatever I have to do for the rest of the day. Also, I will be more relaxed, more energetic, because I feel a little bit sluggish when I fall asleep at 4 o'clock and then I wake up at 12 o'clock.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is one of our imagery exercises. So if you close your eyes or sort of look into the distance, and I'd like you to bring to mind a future time when you've got your sleep back to the routine that you'd feel comfortable with. And I'd like you to try and imagine a specific time when you've gone to bed at 10 o'clock and you've woken up early in the morning, having had a good night's sleep, and try and make it feel as real as possible. Imagine where you are, what you're doing, how you're feeling, how your body feels, and how you feel in yourself. Can you tell me how that felt?
It felt nostalgic, I guess. I remembered when I used to fall asleep very early, and I would be so energetic in the morning, and I would be less moody, I guess. I would be more happy, less mood swings. Yeah, I need that, I guess.
Okay, so it makes you feel a bit sad, really, but there's something positive
yes,
there.
there is something positive.
You'd like to get back.
Yes.
Okay, let's think a little bit, if it's okay, about how you could get there. Have you had any thoughts about strategies that you could use to change things?
I guess I could use my laptop less during night time, so because I know that the whole lightning that comes from the screen it makes your eyes, less prone to sleep at night. I would also try to put the alarm clock in the morning very early, so I could get up in the morning very early, and then I would be more tired, so I could go back to sleep early. Try to fix my routine, I guess.
And if you got up early, what do you think you'd do with that extra time?
I could do lots of stuff, like doing the things I need to do, such as going to the gym, working more on my coursework, because it's very, I guess I feel very tired at night to do that, or more bored, instead of doing it at daytime.
So set your day up well.
Yes,
you'd feel more positive about the day if you had that time. And so you suggested an alarm clock in the morning, and also needing to get physically tired, ready to go to sleep in the evening.
Yes.
And not using your computer late at night. So you've got quite a few ideas there. Which, if you just picked one, which one would it be to start with?
Set the alarm clock.
Set the alarm clock, okay.
Yes, early in the morning, yeah.
Okay, I'd like you to do another imagery exercise now, and we're going to think through those steps for you to get started, okay? you want to go into imagery mode again.
I'll look into this.
Yeah. So try and make your image as vivid and realistic as possible. Imagine that you're going to set the alarm clock for a time that feels like a sensible starting point, and you're going to maybe try and work on the computer less in the evening. And I'd like you to think through those different steps. Imagine doing each of those steps as vividly as you can. Imagine where you are, maybe what you're wearing, how you're feeling as you're doing them. And then bring your image to the next morning when your alarm clock goes off, and how that feels, and what you're going to do next. And then think about later in the day, when you've done some of those things you were hoping to do. Think about how you're feeling. Notice if the things you hoped would get better did actually get better. Okay, and if I can bring you back, could you tell me how that felt?
I think I was happy.
You were happy?
Yeah, I saw me as a happy person. I imagined waking up in the morning very early, and it was kind of like I felt energetic at the same time, and I saw me setting the schedule, I guess, doing the things I wanted to do, and going back to sleep very early. It's really good, actually.
Okay, so it was quite positive for you. That's great. How confident do you feel that you could actually do this for, say, the next few days?
I'll try as hard as I can, and I feel confident enough now, because I have this image in my mind, so I guess I could do that.
That's good. Have you mentioned that you used to be in a sleep routine that you were happy with? Can I ask you just to imagine what that was like? So take yourself back to one of those times where you were going to bed early and you were waking up full of energy. You just try and make that as vivid as you can. Think about where you were, maybe where you were living at the time, what your room was like, what you'd wake up and do in the morning. And how you felt at the time. And if I can bring you back to now.
Is it? I don't know if the colours seem so bright in my mind when I imagine when I remember what I did. The colours are so vivid, and the sensations are just, it feels good. It feels good.
Okay.
That's what
it feels good, and it feels vivid and real and colourful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So at the time, were there things? Did you notice when you were imagining that? Were there things that you used to do then that you could do now to help make sure that you achieve your plan?
Yes. I feel more motivated now, to be fair. Yes.
You talked about, using your computer more now. Were there other things that you used to do that you used to be in the habit of doing when you did go to bed early?
I guess I was really tired from work, and I would feel very, very tired. And I knew that I had to wake up the next morning because of work. So, but it was like, I didn't feel drained that I had to do it, or it was like compulsory. I just felt really good the next morning, really. Yeah.
Could you get that sort of tiredness? Is there some other way that you could get that feeling of sort of thinking, I need to go to sleep now, worked hard today.
Exercising, yeah. I could
Feeling
go
it.
to the gym, yeah, and spend all this energy I have,
Mm-hmm.
and then I could go back home and feel less like tired, but at the same time positively tired.
Yeah, okay, so there wouldn't be that sort of stressful tired where maybe
Exactly.
you're worried about
Yes.
how much you've got to do in the morning. But can I now, I'd like to do one more imagery exercise with you where we take some of those ideas. So you already mentioned setting the alarm, but you've thought about, the good routine that you used to be in and how you achieved that, and your ideas about exercise. I'm going to ask you to pile all of those into an image of what you could do in the next few days to make sure this really happens. But I want to tell you something else about imagery as well, which is that it can work much more effectively if we do it a lot. So you get in the habits, the image gets really vivid and really detailed, so you've got each of those steps of your plan. And it's quite useful to have something to remind you to do that, because otherwise, days get busy and you forget to do the imagery practice. So can you think of anything that you do several times a day maybe that would help to remind you to do the imagery?
Well, I guess when I dress up in the morning, because I take my time to do that.
Okay.
Or when I'm on my laptop, because I'm on my laptop for so many hours, I could just spend some time to do that again.
Okay, so let's take dressing, because you do that in the morning, but there's probably times during the day that you put a jacket on or take a jacket off or something. So you're wearing a nice scarf. Would you like to take that off? And then I'll ask you to put it on again, but I'll talk you through the imagery while you're doing that. So if you put it on quite slowly so you can do the imagery as well. So maybe if you put it on the table to start with. And then while you're slowly getting your scarf and putting it on, I'd like you to imagine that you're making a start on your plan. Okay, so we'll go through the imagery and I'll just talk you through it while you're putting your scarf on. Okay, you ready? So I want you to think about the steps that you're going to take to get into a good sleep routine. Yeah, while you're putting your scarf on, see if you can do both at the same time. Okay.
Right.
So you're thinking about the steps you're going to take to get into a good routine with your sleep, and trying to imagine that as vividly as you can. You're going to try and get physically tired for the evening, so that when you go to bed early, it feels like the right time. And as you go into bed, you'll set the alarm for early in the morning, and then you're going to wake up in the morning feeling ready to do all the things that you want to get done in the morning, and then think through to the end of the day when you're ready for the next night, and think about how you feel, what positive things have happened.
I've done my whole work, and I feel ready to go to sleep. Like, I don't actually spend so much time on the bed just looking at the ceiling.
Okay.
And then the next morning, I guess I would wake up very energetic. Yeah.
Okay, so it felt quite positive. How confident are you that you can make those first steps?
7.
7.
1 7, yeah.
Okay. That's great. So you're a little bit more confident having done the imagery, and you'll get better and better at the imagery the more you did it. Can I also ask, how was it trying to do the putting a scarf on and doing the imagery at the same time?
To be fair, it felt more vivid.
Okay.
Even more than the previous trials. It's fun because I was putting on my scarf and I wasn't thinking about the scarf. I was actually focusing on that, on those actions I would do like during the night or the next morning.
Okay, that's really good. Sometimes it can feel a bit difficult to do both things at once, but it gets a lot easier with practice. But it sounds like you've picked just the right reminder because it's something you can do at the same time as the imagery. Okay, thank you very much.